Hello everyone, welcome to Solva. Solva is a ZK solvency verification layer for Bitcoin on Starknet. Custodians prove their BTC reserves exceed liabilities using zero knowledge proofs verified on chain without exposing wallet addresses or balances. Any protocol can query the, the registry and gate operations based on verified solvency. So let's get into the demo which showcases how math replaces trust. So let's start with proving our solvency. We start by plugging in some Bitcoin reserve addresses. Now, what I'm going to do is load some of the addresses that I've already pre-fetched and start fetching their UTXO from the official mempool space. Now, these are actual confirmed UTXOs of all of the Bitcoin balances sitting on chain right now. We set liabilities below our total reserves. The issuer is hence over collateralized. Now let's build commitment and generate proof. The, the tree builder hashes each address balance pair with Peterson and constructs a Merkle tree. Then the ZK circuit reconstructs the entire tree from private inputs, sums all of the balances, and proves reserve exceed liabilities. The public outputs are just the Merkle root and the total liabilities. Rest all stay private. Right. So we have 8.4 kilobytes of proof generated, and it is now verified locally on the terminal of Solva. So what we're going to do is just submit the proof via our wallet on the Starknet Sepolia blockchain. So the proof will be submitted to the solvency registry where the verifier will check the proof, extract the public inputs, and store our solvency status, which will be tier A, meaning all reserves are well above liabilities. I will get into the solvency tiers in just a bit. Right, so the proof is verified on chain and we can view it on Voyager where it is already accepted by L2 and will be soon accepted by L1. Now let's look at the integration and the enforcement. So for integration, we have interfaces already in place for any protocol on Starknet to use Cairo and import the interface of iSolvency registry and call isSolvent or getSolvency info from any Starknet contract. Or you can use the Starknet.js file in your front end or Node.js app to query the registry. Now, this is the solvency tier system that I talked about, where the, the registry classifies proofs into tiers based on reserve to liability ratio. So tier A meaning reserve ratio is well above 150%, max LTV that, that will be granted is 80% for the risk parameters to be low, and so on and so forth. These are the deployed contract addresses, and let's just get into the demo of how a lending protocol would use Solva. Right. So as you can see, we have already submitted a solvency proof with our ID, our Bravos wallet. So it is so the gates are open. We have the tier A as our solvency tier, and the max LTV is 80%. You can also see the Merkle root hash right over there. So with the gates open, let's just hit a deposit of 1,000 units and sign the transaction. Just wait for the L2 acceptance to go through and it's done. Now, because the gates are open and because we have proved solvency on this wallet, we should be able to borrow from it by signing this transaction and borrow 500. As you see, it is already checking if it is under 80%. And yes, we have successfully borrowed 500 units, and it was gated. Now, to show the failure path, we switch to a different wallet, which, as you can see, it is 0x05. Now we switch to 0x06, which has not submitted any vote, and right off the bat, you see the gates are closed. We do not have any tier and borrows are blocked. However, let's refresh and deposit again to see if it is actually working and if the gates are actually preventing it or not. So we sign this transaction, and again, deposit should always go through because it is not actually gated. What we're going to do is we're going to now borrow 500, and the execution reverted because we do not have a valid solvency proof. Now, in your wallet as well, you'll be able to see the error that caller is not solvent, as in your address. The wallet is not solvent, so you're not allowed to borrow from the protocol. Now, that is how it should work. Now, let's just look at the other aspects of the Solver protocol, where you get the Proof Explorer, which will show you the solvency, and on click, it will redirect to the Voyager transaction. Similarly, you can look at your dashboard for all of your proofs that you have submitted, and if you are solvent or not, the on-chain proofs, the solvency tiers, the contracts, etc. Hence, any Starknet protocol can obviously plug in, and just a single line in Cairo will, will give you a cryptographically verified solvency status. Hence, private solvency uh, verification of Bitcoin on Starknet is no longer a myth. The proof is on chain, the reserves will always stay private. Thank you.